Welcome to Overthrow Media, the best place for politics, hip-hop, and life. You know what it is. So, my name is Villainous if you do not know me. And I'm a MC and an organizer from the town, yes, the 206, yes, Seattle. And I've been around, I've traveled, I've built with a lot of different folks. And I just want to talk about a little incident I had at the Anarchist book fair out here. So, check it out. I show up to the Anarchist book fair, right? And it's swarming with police. I'm like, damn, someone must have went down. Turns out there's some weird interaction between the police, some alt-right InfoWars cats, and other anarchists. So I had to interject myself, you know what I mean? I popped on the camera, started cop watching at first, but then I shifted a little bit. I felt like I wanted to engage with these InfoWars fools, at least until I was rudely interrupted. But I'll get to that a little later. All right. I want to react to that right fast, so let's hit it.
County or the city of Seattle suing the people for voting down more taxes, more oppression. And they think that you guys, us as a people, are not smart enough to dictate what we choose to vote for.
Shit on Amazon.
But yet you guys sit silent on bigger government. Bigger government.
Actually, I think the general narrative is actually that we need to remove the government from power instead of depending on a fascist government who kills and murders people as a way of gaining power and control. So I think the position, instead of voting, is to take an active role in the dismantling of that system. Instead of being someone who's dumb enough to buy into the idea that voting for a system that is obviously rigged towards people with money is going to cause some type of difference. Because it's clearly not going to happen.
That's my point exactly. And just touched on everything else Trent's trying to point out to you. People with money are taking the vote away from the poor people. And it's exactly what happened. That big money.
Yeah, I mean,
their big money is saying that you dumb, young, poor people don't know how to read something.
But here's my question: were you born here? Were you born here and raised here?
No, I was not.
Okay, so how are you gonna preach to somebody about that while being someone who displaced my community? How is that you have any narrative to speak to me? Yeah, because I'm from the South and I was born and raised here in Seattle, and people like you and other folks who moved in displaced my community members, economically putting us at a disadvantage, including persuading the police to incarcerate us so you can have our properties. So I don't really understand how you...
That is, dude, you need to sip that Kool-Aid some more, man. Maybe. This is an ideology that is just fall flat and split, fall flat and split, fall flat and split. It falls flat on his face.
Why are you stumbling over your words, bro? If you think it falls flat, how does it fall flat? Because it's a fact.
No. How do you
economic displacement is a fact. How does it fall?
In Seattle.
Oh, we got pushed out because economically the prices rise because people like you move in to buy up those rich people's shit.
With skilled abilities can make more money than you doesn't mean they need to be oppressed. That doesn't mean they need to say, oh,
where'd you get that straw man from? See, I mean, the thing is you're diverting from the points I make because you don't really have an argument to why you're preaching to me, because you're not looking at the wholeality of it. Not to mention the fact you're sitting on native land. So
kids still, the skill makes money. What skill?
The skills make money, bruh. Come on, dog. How many times are you gonna repeat that, bruh? I don't even understand what the fuck you're trying to go with that, because skills. Let's talk about what is the skills you're talking about? Because most of the skills you gotta talk about can be trained in fucking 6 months. Easy, without a problem. Not to mention that the advantages you were granted in the first place to be able to get those skills and that education without having multiple barriers that didn't allow you to get there, including incarceration and people trying to buy up the property while you're children and incarcerating the children and giving them felonies, making it really hard to make anything else with their life. So let's actually think about how economic displacement really works instead of how you can just say skills over and over and over again.
Is it a skill that's going to stay stagnant, or are you going to get better on? There's going to be people that feel.
So you make justifications to be able to support the rich people who you're complaining about by working for them. That's what you just told me, right?
I can make money off rich people. That's just as much as they can make money off my labor.
I mean, yeah, you're a part of what they're doing. You're a part of the problem where you're coming here and preaching and videotaping people that don't want to be videotaped.
If we used to take a position that you're gonna change it by attacking them from the outside.
Yeah, that's the most logical thing. That's the only thing that's ever been shown historically.
Have you done without,
I don't incriminate myself. Sorry.
City of Portland. It's changing because it changed from the inside.
You're just forcing
So
the police state to get
there's
bigger and
nothing
badder.
that you've changed.
No, your apathy is forcing the police state to get bigger and badder. Yeah.
allow-
Cash out and people were arguing about. He's trying to make the age-old white wing argument that militancy justifies the police state, thus getting them more funding. Which, if we even take to George Floyd resistance, we know that's completely not true. We see that resistance get very militant, even to the point they're burning cop cars in precincts, which I'm not saying to do. I'm not advocating, but I sure as hell ain't condemning either. And we see that how that's not true, how police are being charged, how police are being defunded because of those actions, right? That militancy brought that. Versus what really brings the police state is people gentrifying neighborhoods and them using the police to clear out the black community so that they could sell that property to white folks or rent it out to white folks or build condos for white folks to come in and then fill the jobs for these super corporations that he's complaining about. So, you know, weak arguments. You're doing what? Arguing with people who are trying to stand up against it. That's what you're doing. And trying to videotape people. So your logic doesn't make much sense, bro.
Monsanto?
Of course not.
Exactly. So we have something to talk about. Okay, I'm trying to instigate a discussion.
But obviously
Why are you against Monsanto?
you're crossing people's boundaries by videotaping them and harassing them. That's why you have the response you're having right now.
No, I'm not giving it. No, this is for his own personal protection in case he gets broadsided like I was broadsided earlier.
Now take that. Don't be an infantile little snowflake. You know you had that coming.
Why are you against Monsanto?
I'm against all these corporations because they exploit the planet and exploit us. But
How
the
do
thing
they
is,
exploit us?
what you've justified has literally been, it's okay for me to work for them, but fuck them, which makes no goddamn sense. While you heard that people who actually are from here.
None of us work for Monsanto.
Do you not work for a corporation and talk about skilled labor that you want to trade for their money?
That's how you live, brother.
Yeah, that's how it is.
So this gentleman clearly doesn't understand the hole in his logic at all, clearly. Because the reality is, that is the system that we are fighting. That's what anarchism is against, is that system that oppresses us. If you don't realize that you are trading your labor for under what you earn and make and create for the corporation so they can make a profit and then exploit you and have control over the resources that you need to survive is a problem, you're missing the point. Come on, man.
We're under
how it
federal.
goes.
You don't see the hole in your logic right
You're not
now.
talking about the
Who's
Fed
gonna
at all.
take
You're
out the
not
trash
talking about the
in
actual
communism?
head of the snake. You're
I am
not
talking
about
about the
your
state, the
own
system.
opinion.
Who's gonna build the
You're not
roads?
talking about the Federal Reserve. I
So
haven't
like,
heard
I'm
one
not
black
talking,
man ever
I'm
talk
talking about your
the
ideology, not you, bro. Like, that's the
No,
one.
I get that, but my ideology is against the Fed,
They're
and
gonna
I'm
tell
against.
you what to do,
I'm
and
against
you guys are
eugenics.
not gonna know
And that's
what
what the
to
Fed
do.
promotes. If you're against eugenics, and you're obviously against
Instead-
Monsanto.
Instead
Right?
of listening to
Monsanto
Infowar,
has
man, you should read a little more
standardized
books. Like, bro, like, instead of listening to a dude who clearly doesn't know what he's talking about with your Infowar hat, clearly, like, you should actually take a time to read a little bit and study.
I have read.
Clearly
I've
not.
done-
You
I've done
can't.
about 10 years of research to figure out whether or not what's attacking humanity and what's not. And it is the
Okay,
Federal
how does
Reserve.
capitalism function?
How does capitalism function? I'm not going to answer this question.
Okay, so you
I'm
don't
not
know.
gonna- I'm not gonna jump
You
around.
study, but you don't know how the system you live in and you're saying you're opposed to functions.
I'm not going to get into these loop-de-loop circular logic.
This nigga said loop-de-loop. What the fuck?
How did capitalism start?
Capitalism started from feudalism and imperialism, pushing upon the people who lived here that were actually indigenous and stole their land.
From research, tell me something original from your research.
It's so boring.
I already just told you something. Now you're turning to say what?
How
Wow.
did capitalism
So
start?
all information is regurgitation. If you learn something and then said it again, you're regurgitating it. So come on, try again.
When did capitalism start?
Oh, you haven't answered my question. What is capitalism? How does it function? You haven't answered that.
It's a free market.
What do you think? What does free market mean?
For what I make, I can sell for whatever price I have, and I can keep my money. I can keep my.
So it's
property,
not the fact
I have
that-
civil liberties and do what I want with my earnings.
Lorenzo, if you're actually serious about wanting to know about like the correlation between capitalism and
What does that mean? Oh, here we go.
Really interesting book you should read called Against.
We're zealots, do nothing. Don't do anything.
What don't do anything?
Word salads about capitalism, communism.
No, we're selling. I'm
About
asking.
real world politics is like about what's going on in
You
our
don't
everyday
understand
life.
the real world politics, bro. You clearly don't. You can't even describe what capitalism is. You try to give some rhetoric that isn't based on the factual reality of capitalism.
I don't get these word salad conversations.
Do you or do you not believe that Obama put chemicals in the water that made frogs
It wasn't
gay?
Obama.
Who was it?
It was it probably started back in Carter's administration.
Okay, so they put what chemical did they put in the water that
Well,
turns
the one
frogs
that you're
gay?
talking about is atrazine, and it's a widely used pesticide in the Midwest.
And it turns frogs gay?
It reverses
It
the
turns frogs
It
gay.
actually makes all biology.
So,
Do you not realize
Okay,
how
so the ridiculous
incredibly
thing-
stupid what you're saying is?
exactly.
Do you not
It-
know that
a
chemicals affect the reproductive systems of all
This
mammals?
is when the token white anarchist steps in. Let's call him Farm Boy. So Farm Boy steps in to tell me who I can and cannot talk to, and that I should not speak to these people because they don't want me to, and it's their book fair that they put energy into. So respect that. Now, mind you, I've been an anarchist organizer for over a decade at this point, and so it's kind of like disrespectful for somebody who rides people's coattails to be trying to police who I'm talking to, and it's just disrespectful in general. You don't tell a black person who the fuck they can and cannot talk to. You don't tell any person, but specifically the dynamics of that is, what, you think you own me? Do you think you own me? That's my real question about that. But the whole thing is, don't be that white person. I'm telling all white people out there right now, don't be that person. Let people speak to who they're going to speak to. Don't try to police who they communicate with, especially black people in the context of a very white space, because it comes out very disrespectful. Now, I'm not going to talk about that anarchist book fair and how a lot of people of color, black and native specifically, had issues with how that went down. But I'm not talking about a specific incident, but the whole book fair. But that's a whole different conversation. That's a whole different video.
Do you not know about this?
Can you not worry about what I'm doing?
Chemicals actually
I'm worried about what everyone's doing.
Wait, so
Don't worry about what I'm
saying
doing.
that being gay
I
is
don't want you to worry about what I do.
Find out what an
Not even
No, I'm not going
is
to.
damage?
Because I am doing what I want to do, which is my autonomy, and I don't need you to try to step on that. We're not even like on shit. I am here fucking with these fools. So do
You're asking book fair, which is something that I care about. That's something that I'm
Okay, well, like,
You're
we'll talk
not
other
here by
people.
yourself, an event that only affects you.
I don't really care what you have to say to me.
I don't care if you don't care.
Do you
Okay,
believe
cool.
scientists? No, the fuck you don't. Do you believe in climate change?
Sometimes I know.
This is where I just ignore you from the
Why?
point.
Because it's a hoax.
How is it a hoax?
Well, why are they spraying the atmosphere?
They're fucking not.
What they fucking are, and they talked about it. They discussed it.
These
They
white
admitted
people
it
aren't
at
telling
the
what the fuck to
Council on
do.
Foreign Relations.
Last thing I
John
do.
Brennan admits it in the strategic aerosol injection.
Well, try to claim to be anarchist. Get the fuck out of here, man.
John Brennan, the former. Anything else you want to say, get off your chest, or like call me names, or anything else you feel like we can actually run the world? Just let me know what.
Jill, leave me the fuck alone. I clearly don't like you. I clearly made that very clear to you to leave me the fuck alone. Blocked your number, deleted your number, and said leave me the fuck alone. And you're over here fucking with me. Leave me the fuck alone.
Because they overthrew.
So yeah, I'm sure y'all could tell there's some history there. I mean, you can ask about it in the comments if you want. I might talk about it, or I might say it for another video. Just let me know. If you made it this far though, put hashtag villain squad up in that motherfucker. Let me know what time it is. Let me know you made it. We're on that overthrow shit. Oh, you like this video? Well, make sure to hit that like button and let me know. You know what I mean? If you didn't like it, then go ahead. You can be a hater, hit dislike. I don't care. But for the real ones, if you want to keep getting notifications, hit that subscribe button and also that bell to keep on top of this. Let me know in the comment section too. If you're black folk, if you're indigenous, if you ever had white folks try to police you and how you navigate in the world, whether it's who you speak to or whether it's how you hold your politics. If you have, tell me about it. Let's start a convo. All right, I'm going to catch you later, villains. We out.
If you get anything from this video, feel free to throw $1 to $5 in my Venmo. Also, you can cop one of these dope-ass t-shirts at Teespring and Venmo links in the description.